July 2054 AD. The Earth was caught in a great battle between unknown alien forces. Their weapons were terrifying and powerful beyond human reckoning. Our planet was overwhelmed, its surface reduced to ash and rubble in the blink of an eye. The Coalition government knew the war was coming. In response, they prepared the Earth Life Colonization Project, Project Exodus. Interstellar arcs were launched all across the planet, from every major city on Earth. Bravely, we leapt from our cradle, our home for the last 4.5 billion years. But most of the arcs never even made it out of the atmosphere. Only a small handful managed to escape. Among them was our ship, the White Whale. After leaving Earth behind, we spent 2 years wandering in space, searching. We thought of ourselves as the lucky ones, the pioneers who would settle a new world. But our past caught up with us, literally. The alien blitz was unrelenting. If not for the efforts of a lone hero, we would never have survived. Our ship took heavy damage. We lost control. With our flight systems down, the White Whale was pulled into the gravitational field of a nearby planet, its hull shattering and breaking to pieces as we plummeted toward the surface.
Hey there, FOOS. Mizzah Tee here. How y'all doing? This video is obviously about my impressions for Xenoblade Chronicles X. But first I want to get some channel announcements out of the way for upcoming things. Upcoming videos will include a new entry into Tea Time. It's been a long time since I did a Tea Time. A video on the rise and fall of the Dreamcast. Also a video discussing Nintendo innovation and how it improves the standards and creates standards and stuff. So look forward to that. I was just kind of lazy recently. I haven't felt like doing videos. It's the holidays, got a lot of stuff to do. So I kind of stuff that probably should have been done, especially that Nintendo innovation video probably should have been done by now because I recorded it forever ago. Just the holidays. Got things to do, busy. I think there's a video I'm forgetting about that I want to work on, that I want to put out. Oh yeah, I'm doing a Game of the Year show. It'll be very much Mizzah Tee style. It'll be an award show, with some animation and stuff like that. So look forward to that. And I'm trying to do a short musical about being a Nintendo fan. So hopefully I can have that all done within a timely fashion. We'll see. And my new intro, you already heard the audio to it. I'm working on that. And I've been working on some things for some friends of mine, some stuff they want to do for their channels and stuff. So that kind of kept me busy too. And obviously, this game here, Xenoblade Chronicles X. So let's talk about that. I'm sure if you've been around a while, you know that I have Xenoblade Chronicles, the original for the Wii. I completed it. It took me like probably a year and a half. Around the time of the Project Rainfall, I believe it was called, that was pushing to get Xenoblade Chronicles, the last story, and Pandora's Tower brought over to the West. I wasn't really in tune at that time. I was pretty busy with life. I was having my first son, or my first kid with my son, and a lot of things were going on in my life. So, you know, I wasn't as in tune to what was going on with that stuff. But I was in tune enough to realize that when those games came out, they were games that I definitely wanted to check for and play. Mainly Xenoblade Chronicles definitely caught my eye. The anime style, the large world, and I really love the premise of it. The Bionis versus the Mechan, that whole premise of an organic Titan battling against a mechanical Titan, and them clashing basically to the death, and basically frozen in time in their deaths, and worlds spawned out of their deaths. You know, the Bionis side, human-like, you know, humans spawned, and on the Mechan side, robot and a race of robots basically spawned on that side, and putting them in eternal clash for all time. And I just like the premise of it, and the anime style of it, and so forth. But unlike a lot of people who also played the game and love the game, they got attached to the main character, Shulk. A lot of people love Shulk and his character, and I like Shulk a lot too. But for me in RPGs, my history with RPGs is kind of funny because most of the time I really like the combat. It keeps me engaged on a good RPG, but I don't always fall in love with the stories and the characters as much. I know a lot of people love Final Fantasy VII, and they love Cloud from that game, but I never attached to Cloud the way a lot of people have. It's just my history with RPGs. I guess I consume them a little different than a lot of people. And that was the case with Xenoblade Chronicles as well. While I really love the game for the combat and just the vastness of the world, the setting didn't really hold me, and I wasn't like the hugest fan of Shulk like a lot of people were. And I get why people like Shulk. A lot of people are a lot more into anime than I am. I am a fan of anime, but I'm not as deep as a lot of the people in my circles and stuff. So I never really gravitated towards Shulk the way a lot of people have. But yeah, I recognize that he's a popular character and people are a fan of him. But for me, I was more enthralled with the size of the vastness, the scope of the world, coupled with the combat system, which is really deep and pretty engaging. But the difference is, while I feel like, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and say, I like Xenoblade Chronicles X even more than I did Xenoblade Chronicles, and it's mostly because I'm a huge sci-fi nut. I love sci-fi, fantasy, but science fiction is like my favorite genre in anything, in writing and movies. I'm a huge fan of it, so anytime you put me in a futuristic kind of science fiction world where there's spaceships and there's alien battles and there's what do you call them, mechs and stuff like that, it's already going to be I'm already going to be in tune to it. I'm already going to be enthralled by that. And so that's one of the reasons, because I love the setting of Xenoblade Chronicles a lot more than I loved Xenoblade Chronicles X a lot more than I loved Xenoblade Chronicles, the setting. And that's why, and I feel like and I also feel like the combat system is much improved, and it's just more fun and more engaging. Both games are a grind, and don't get me wrong. It probably gonna take me the same amount of time to finally finish Xenoblade Chronicles X that it took me to finish the original, because it's just such a grind. But I enjoy the world of X more. Because of my affinity towards science fiction, and that's probably the biggest reason I like this game more. I like it better than I did Xenoblade Chronicles, and it's just like, it's not saying I didn't like Xenoblade Chronicles. It's just like I just like this more than that. I still like them both, obviously. Still a fan of both. And for me, I think another reason for these types of games, like, especially RPGs, is that the main character is like out in the forefront. Sometimes you get them voiced and Shoko is a voice character, and their character is basically who you follow. But in X, you create a character, and you're the quote unquote hero, and you kind of branch your own path. And I think that's why another reason why I like X better, because like I said, I know a lot of people like the character driven stuff, and I do as well to an extent. But for this kind of game, me being basically me, you know, the guy that I built my mohawked my mohawked if you will, Nightwing painted faced character is just more appealing to me for this type of game, because it feels like I'm the one that's the story's about. You know, I'm the one pushing the story forward, not a mouthy NPC character that I control. So, and then that's why I have I think a closer affinity to this game. And I love the world of it. It's just, you know, I'm sure we heard 1,000 times how huge this game is. I don't think people talking about it can really explain it. You have to really just start playing it and just start to run across just one continent, and you'll see just how large and vast that this game is. And it's not big and empty. I mean, there's enemies scattered pretty much everywhere. There are these little diamond-like orbs that you collect, which basically is a simulation of you finding materials in the field. So you'll collect minerals, or you'll collect some kind of relics, or, you know, something that you can sell or use to buy other things and stuff like that. It makes you want to canvas the entire area, you know, not miss an inch of the world. And I mean, that's just really cool, that it keeps you engaged even though the world is huge and vast. And, you know, you heard the people talk about how if you can see it, you can go to it, and that is, you know, pretty much true. It's very true. There are floating mountains in Primordia, especially, that, and some mountains that you just cannot get up, and it's going to take you getting one of the scales, which is the mechs. And I think you won't be able to apply for a license for one until level 30. I'm currently at level 17. The footage you're going to be seeing here is a lot earlier than that. Just stuff I captured early playing the game. And it's just a really fun game that I know I'm going to be playing for more than a year. If you saw my unboxing, you saw that I have the special edition strategy guide. I plan on getting, you know, close to beating the game, and then just combing through it and getting every ounce out of it, getting every little thing that I can get, you know, leveling my character up as far as high as possible, just getting pretty much everything that I can get in this game. So I want to get every ounce out of it, and it's a huge game, and I look forward to playing it for a long time. Other games are going to come along. I'm going to hop into them and play them, but I'm always going to be playing X on the side. And because the combat is so engaging, I'm going to keep playing. It's going to keep me engaged for as long as, if not longer, than Xenoblade Chronicles, the original. So kudos to Monolith Soft. They did it again. They made a huge game with a vast and interesting world. And some people have commented about the story. Again, I think that the way this game is structured, you get out of it what you want to get out of it. If you just want to, you know, level up and fight creatures and, you know, go that route and just, you know, kill things and you know, go to all the continents and just explore, you can do that. But you can, obviously, the main story chapters in the game, the main story chapters for you to be able to beat the game, you get a lot of story that way. I'm currently about to crack chapter 5, so I'm not that far. But that, I mean, that's the structure throughout the game, so I have a pretty good grasp of what's going on. Obviously, once I get the scale, it's going to open the game up even more, and I look forward to that. Once you get the scale, you'll basically start leveling up a lot quicker because you'll be able to take on bigger enemies, which will, you know, increase your skills quicker. And so I look forward to doing that and being able to go to those floating mountains and getting the stuff that I can't reach on foot. I'm very excited to do that. And that's what's kind of pushing me forward right now. And once I do get to scale, I'm sure just being able to take on bigger creatures that I would have to avoid earlier, that I've been having to avoid, which is annoying. I want to be able to go where I want to go, and but you can't go and bite off more than you can chew, because these creatures will take you out with one hit. So, and your entire party, you know, with one hit. So, so I look forward to that. But yeah, this game is just, it's awesome. It's vast. It's fun. The Miiverse integration is really well done. There is an online component that I haven't really touched yet, but that's one of the things I really like about this game. If you have basically all the online features turned on, it kind of feels like you're playing a MMORPG in that way, where people are, you know, you see the little chat box, people are saying things basically on Miiverse. People try to get you to join their party, to do things with them online, and it's just, I'm trying to avoid a lot of that stuff right now. I'll get into that more later once I get further in the game. But it's just, you know, there's a ton to do in this game. The world is just so huge. Once you download those data packs, your game loads really fast. I don't know how it is without it, but I know that it definitely loads fast because I did download all the data packs to my hard drive. So the game loads really quickly, which I love, because especially a game with worlds so large, you would think it would take more, but it loads the entire world just about, you know, barring some cut off sections. You know, if you go inside New Los Angeles, if you go inside certain buildings, you get a load screen, but you can run from one end of the world all the way into New Los Angeles and not get one load screen until you go inside a building. So I don't know how Monolith Soft, these guys are technical wizards. It's just amazing what they were to capture. I love the art design in this game. It looks like the developers just sat down and just said, let's come up with the craziest concept art for monsters and races and all that stuff, and just go. And they didn't edit themselves. Everything they came up with, they basically put in the game. That's what it feels like. There's some beautiful, scary looking creatures in this game throughout. Stuff that you would fit right at home and like Avatar. This game is heavily influenced by Avatar. There's no doubt about that. Like I said, there are floating mountains. You have the mech aspect. Some of the vehicles, like the military choppers and stuff like that, look like they're straight out of like Avatar concept art. Just the architecture and the vegetation, all that kind of stuff, is right out of Avatar. I think it's Noctilum. Is, you know, when it goes when at nighttime in Noctilum, the plants the plants glow just like they do in Avatar at night on Pandora. So it's, you know, what better movie to be influenced by, because, you know, the art design and the world of that movie was awesome. So kudos to Monolith Soft and what they were able to pull off. I'm enjoying the hell out of this game. I'm going to be playing it forever. Probably well until the NX comes out, you know, especially if it comes out in 2016 like a lot of us speculate. But yeah, I'm just gonna relax and enjoy it. A lot of my friends are a lot farther along. They have a lot more time than I do. I, you know, have the wife and kids and, you know, career, so I don't get as much time to play as like I used to. It kind of saddens me a little bit, but, you know, you gotta take care of business. So yeah, I really enjoy the game. I'm gonna leave you guys with some, I'm talking over gameplay of, you know, of Xenoblade Chronicles X. I'm gonna leave you probably with a couple of fights, a couple of battles and stuff like that. So enjoy that footage, and yeah, tell me about your experiences with the game. What do you like about it? What you don't like? I feel like just if you're somebody on the fence about the game, and you're mildly interested in RPGs, this is a great gateway RPG. I think, especially if you are an adventure, action adventure type of fan, because it's not a straight up turn-based RPG by any means. I'm sure you've seen gameplay footage. It's really hard to explain. You just got to kind of play it. It's very strategized kind of action RPG in a way. And I think if you were just mildly interested, like especially if you're like a fan of the genre, science fiction, and you like action adventure games, and you're mildly interested in RPGs, and you say you like a Zelda or you like a Metroid, I think you'll like this game. I really do. I think you'll be blown away by the size of it. I think you'll like the world, the characters, and the story. And I would definitely recommend it to somebody who wants to get into RPGs. This is a pretty good gateway RPG if you want to get into the more turn-based, more traditional stuff. Or not, if you just want to be an action RPG type of guy. This is much closer to action RPG. It just happens to have just a lot of depth to the battle system and the gameplay. So I would definitely recommend it if you're on the fence. If you're sitting back and you pretty much enjoy what you see, but you're just a little worried you wouldn't like the combat, I think you will like it. So I say check it out. Yeah, so those are my thoughts. Leave your comments in the comments below, and I'll just leave, like I said, I'll leave you gameplay, and I'll see you fools next time. Peace.
From political aide to director general in just a few weeks. At this rate, he'll be emperor by next month.
Irina? Gwyn?
Nice work out there, ma'am.
Oh yeah, one more thing. Play Nintendo, fools.